Hi everyone. Today I am having with Mr. Sanjay, who is a creator of Cropath and Selector Hub. So today's video we are going to discuss about how we can use these type of tool in testing, so that we can get different XPath or several other components while doing the testing or automation. Because when we are working on any automation tool, we have found when we are selecting any selectors, we do need some third party application which need to be take care of about the elements of web based applications. We'll discuss in detail with Mr. Sanjay how and where we can use it. Apart of that, we'll definitely get in touch with about different components, how they have built it, and what all initiatives he has made to create these type of tool, and where are lying these tools in nowadays. So welcome to Mr. Sanjay. I would request, please give you a small introduction to our viewer so that we can proceed further. Over to you.
Thank you, Deepak. Thank you so much for the great introduction and for having me here on this show. Uh, yeah, so talking about these tools directly, before that, let me just introduce myself. I'm Sanjay Kumar, creator and founder of Selectors Hub, Cropath, Test Case Studio, and I keep working on these innovative tools for software development and testing community. I'm not working for any company right now. I'm working full time for the community only, and working on these free tools, inventing new tools every day, and supporting my community. Talking about these tools, first I created Cropath, and last year, around it's been 1 year now, I have stopped development and support on Cropath. Selector Sub is the new tool and the new reality of writing selectors, generating XPath, different kinds of selectors, and so much is there in Selector Sub. Selector Sub is the next gen XPath and selectors tool. Then recently I created Test Case Studio as well. I will explain that as well. So let's first see, I would say that let's see how Selectors Hub works, how it can save the lot of time for our testers and developers, how it can help you to learn new things, everything about XPath and selectors. Because like in reality, when people start working in automation, XPath and selectors are like backbone of the automation. If you don't have good and stable selectors, your script might immediately break down and it will not run. So that's where like we will it is really required to have the good knowledge of XPath and how good XPath and selectors you write in your automation script. So that's really really important key, and that is where that this selectors hub is helping a lot people. And the kind of the way it has been invented and created, this tool is not at all similar like other XPath tool which you might have seen in the past, like Cropath or any other XPath tool. It's the very first smart editor for XPath and selectors. It gives you the auto suggest. It has the compilation error handling of selectors and XPath. It automatically helps you to learn all about XPath and selectors. It is the very first tool which supports Shadow DOM, nested frame, SVG, and lot more features are there, which was never possible in the past to handle those kind of elements. And that's where people call it lifesaver tool. So let me just share the
That's great
screen.
about the brief introduction about the tool. So I just wanted to understand from your point of view, how and from where you have started your journey while creating these tools. So right now you are creator of three tools, as I said, Screwpath, Selector Surf, and third one is
Test
the
case
third
studio.
tool, Test Studio. So how you started your journey?
Yeah, so in short, like I'm a chemical engineer, did my graduation in chemical engineering, started my career from IBM. Then IBM, I was working in mainframe. Then I was not good. I was not feeling good there. So I learned this automation Java Selenium from a training institute. Then worked in GoIBibo, Urban Ladder, InMobi. I was working in InMobi. That time I invented Cropath. And then last year I stopped development and support on Cropath and created new tool Selectors Hub, which is like amazing. So yeah, this is a small journey of this. And yeah, currently like from almost 1.5 year I'm working only for community, and following my passion, left my job and supporting community. And trying to develop every day these new innovation which can save a huge amount of time for our developer and tester community.
That's a great thing you're doing in terms of supporting the community. So I'm not sure it is a good time to ask with you why you have left CrowPath.
Yes, so there were some uncertain circumstances were there, so that caused me to take this decision to move on from CrowPath, and so that happened. And but yeah, it's good that now we have the selector sub, which is way advanced than CrowPath, and very helpful and very innovation, much more better XPath algorithm selectors and algorithm, and huge support for all kinds of web elements and all the problems it has solved. So now it's the new reality. But yeah, that was the circumstances were there, so due to which I had to move on. There were like a lot of things that we can limitations were there, things were there which was causing issue to innovate and to grow those things. So that was the, like, I could say in short, a lot of things were there. Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. Actually, you have created a very amazing products which is helping to the community, which is helping to the testing community, which is helping to the beginners who want to learn it. And
Yeah.
this is the one I can say inspiration for the beginners who can start their journey in these type of products, in this type of application to build it, which helps to globally. So let's understand how we can use it, selectors of in day-to-day life in terms of automation or testing.
uh, Sure, Deepak. Yes, so it's a very simple and straightforward. It's a browser plugin. Selector Sub is a browser plugin. So it's available for all the browsers with similar functionality. This is the only tool which is available for all the browsers like Chrome, Safari, Firefox. Only XPath tool which is available for Safari browser, and then for all the browser which is are there. Then you can add for whichever browser you want. Just go to selectorsub.com, choose the browser. Let's say for Chrome you want, you can just open this one and add it. I have already added. So and this is absolutely safe and secure. It runs offline. If in your company it is blocked or something like that, extensions are blocked, you can watch this video tutorial. It will help you to how you can get it unblocked. Almost like every company has unblocked it. Like if some bank kind of companies are there which has blocked the extension, so you can easily get it unblocked because this is absolutely safe, runs offline. Under privacy tab you can check that it doesn't save any kind of user data from the company like Google, Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, startup, ECA, everywhere it is being used. So almost in every company across the globe it is being used. More than 150 countries it is being used already. So you can add it. After you once you will add it, you will see that the selector sub logo you might not see here on the toolbar. So what you will have to do, you pin it to toolbar on Chrome, then you will see the logo here. Click on this, you will get all these things here, details. And then like after adding the tool into the browser, it will be great that if you restart the browser, I would recommend, or just open the website in the new tab. Let's say google.com here, and then right click on inspect, and on the left side you will see the DOM. On the right side here, these are the sidebar. The selector sub will be the last tab. So click on this, or you can just expand to have the better view. Then you will see the selector sub. So this is how selector sub will look to you. This is in dark theme. It also supports the like normal white theme. So if you will be using white theme, that it will show in white theme. Now you see that as soon as you open selectors hub, you will see that this amazing UI here. It shows you all possible selectors for the inspected element. You will not have to think like what XPath you need to write, what all possible selectors are there for this element, because if someone will ask you that what all types of selectors are possible, immediately you might not be able to answer. But here you will see that what all possible selectors are there, relative CSS selector, relative XPath, name, class name, and their occurrences are there. So everything you got in single shot. You
It
inspect
means you
any
have to just go to that components and copy the component and you can use it in the automation. Like if
yes,
I'm
yes.
selecting XPath, I will jump to the XPath, copy the XPath path, and then I will paste it to it.
You just click on this XPath
Yeah.
is copied, you can use it in your script. You just
Uh,
inspect the element to generate the XPath selectors. inspect here, you see that everything is generated. So this is how
Perfect.
it automatically generate. Then suppose many people doesn't want to take the auto generated XPath and selectors from the tool. So what you can do here, you just start typing, like you, as soon as you start typing, it gives you auto suggest like a smart editor. So you
Okay.
see that you got it, then you type it here, you get all the possible selectors along all the possible auto suggest here in the drop down, and occurrences are there. So you select any of them and then press enter, you will get that. So you can build your own XPath without wasting any time. And suppose you do any mistake, this is the only tool which gives you that error message like invalid XPath, close square bracket is missing. So all those things, it will help you to immediately fix the selectors or XPath, and it will also help you in learning that add tag name after forward slash. So like a beginner, you don't know how to write XPath, whether this is a right XPath or not, because if you copy this and paste it here in DevTools, this will not show you. It will show you 0 of 0. So this selector sub will help you that what is wrong you are doing. So this is how selector sub helps you in learning. And in fact, like the selector sub is the only tool which gives you the right count of selectors in XPath. You see that suppose someone asks you how many links on this page, double forward slash a you will type, right? This is how
Yeah.
we get this. So this tells you that there are 35 links. If you would do this thing here in Chrome DevTools, it is showing 73, which is wrong. Why? Because it also shows you this double forward slash a, which is a string match.
Yes.
So this is the biggest myth in the industry of software testing and automation and development. People say that we write our own XPath, but when they write their own XPath, they write it here in DevTools, and then they think that they are doing it right, but actually they are verifying in wrong place. So this DevTools is not the right platform to write and verify XPath. In fact, like if you write for SVG element, this is SVG element, and if you
Yeah.
right click and copy this, copy XPath, this one, this is generated by DevTools, but you see that it is showing 0 of 0. That means this has generated wrong XPath.
Yes.
If you copy this and hit
Even
enter, select.
this is providing the accuracy as well as saving time. So if you will find it out the different elements from the DOM, you will get to stuck or it is eating your time. So rather
Yeah,
than selecting from the DOM, we can directly select in the selector sub where we will get
yes.
immediately all of the components with 100% accuracy.
Yes. So you see that the wrong things we are learning from DevTools and people have learned, like SVG element. You see that this is the XPath generated by DevTools, while this is wrong XPath. So this because in a, you must have heard in industry that don't use an XPath tool, write your own XPath. But writing your own XPath, where to write your own XPath? That is the question. So this is not the right place to write the XPath here. This is the right place. So selector sub is the very first tool to standard XPath tool to write and verify selectors, which gives you the right count of selectors, which gives you the right information what wrong you are doing. But here in DevTools, it will show you that zero matching node.
That's
So
right.
you didn't know that whether you have written the right XPath or wrong XPath, or whether it is actual zero matching node or it's something wrong. So that's where it helps a lot. Then selector sub supports SVG Shadow DOM. Selector sub is the very first tool which helps with the which supports Shadow DOM elements. Like if you inspect any element which is inside Shadow DOM, and if you right click, copy XPath suppose for this element and paste it here, it is showing 0 of 0. Selector sub is the only tool which let you know that this is the Shadow DOM element, and when you try to verify, it will say that XPath doesn't support Shadow DOM, and you would be able to verify selector for Shadow DOM elements. While if you write Shadow DOM XPath selector for this element here, you will see that it will show 0 of 0. Uh, like this, if you write the right selector like this and paste it here, it will show 0 of 0, though this is right selector. So selector sub is the very first tool which gives you, which made it possible to write and verify selector for Shadow DOM element. Like you see that it generated selector for Shadow DOM,
Yeah.
while DevTools, in DevTools it was never possible, it shows 0 of 0.
Right.
Likewise, there are iframe, nested iframe, everything selector sub supports. So you just have to inspect the element, and selector sub will show you everything. like this is element is inside iframe, this is iframe xpath, this is select, these are selected for inspected element. If it is inside multiple iframe, then also it will tell you that this is inside two nested iframe. These are the iframe xpath for all the elements. So this all saves a huge amount of time for the people and gives the accurate information. It was never possible in the dev tools. Then you have a lot more features in selectors hub like this, that suppose you inspected any element here and it is generating with title, but you want xpath to generate with something else. Then you can pass the attribute name here, like let's say you want with area label, hit enter, it will generate with area label. If the xpath generated with class, if it is let me just remove this, hit enter, if it is generated with class something like dynamic id or class, then it will let you know that this is dynamic xpath. It class looks dynamic, so you can uncheck the class and generate the stable xpath as well. So that also is there, and this kind of xpath is
So,
generated. But
one second, I'm sorry for stopping. So here, when we are generating the dynamic XPath components, and you said we can select its class. So is it going to work for 100% in terms of accuracy, or we are
yes,
getting
yes,
some?
no, it is going to work 100% with the accuracy, and you will be the person who will be knowing about your application, like for your application class is dynamic or not.
Okay.
So here this class is like not dynamic, but for selector sub it looks like for other person. Like if you look at this class, it looks like alphanumeric, like dynamic if we'll refresh the
Yeah.
page, right?
Right.
But actually it doesn't change. So I know that for google.com this class is not going to change, so I can use it. So selectors hub just suggest you that this looks like dynamic. If you want to generate, you can continue with this class, or if you
Yeah.
doesn't want, then you can uncheck, because in the word there is no algorithm which can tell that abc123 is dynamic or static. It could be static for
Right.
you, but it could be dynamic for me. So
Right.
that's how. So
Yeah,
you,
because
so
I
it
have seen
basically
many
it,
of the times I have generated selectors from by default without using any applications. And sometimes when it
yes.
is changing into the dynamic natures, our test kits or automation scripts are failing. So that's why I'm asking, when we are unselecting the class path and we are taking out the only the static part, is it going to work fully functional or not?
Yes, yes, it is going to work fully functional. Just that, like
Okay.
the class or attribute, so that is the region that Selector Sub has provide this attribute filters. So you
Okay.
choose with which attributes. So always choose the attribute which is stable to generate the
Right.
selectors.
Right.
Then it has this feature that you can, like suppose you don't want because this script, this xpath, you will still have to write the driver.find element on this command, right? So you
Right.
can turn on this command here, and here you can pass your command as well. Then you will not have to add that command, find element. This can save a huge amount of time for you here by .xpath, and then wherever you have written xpath value. So those who are watching this video, I would request you that please watch the detailed video tutorial of selector sub on selector sub YouTube channel, because we might not be explaining and discussing all the features in detail. So to understand all these features, please watch the detailed tutorial. Also, you can click on this icon here. It will take you to the detailed video tutorial that how you can actually generate the automation code from selector sub, which can save a tremendous amount of time for you. So this is how you see that now it generates the complete command, which you can directly use it in your script. It also, you can also generate the multiple xpath selectors, that complete code for everything. Like suppose you want all these, you want to interact with all these elements. So what you will have to do, you just click on, you keep inspecting them, and if you look at the selector sub panel, it's generating everything. Like this is Google search, this is the command. This is I'm feeling lucky, this is the command. For Google offers, this is the command. And here you get all possible selectors. This you can directly copy and use it in your script directly, or else you can export in XLS as well. You can download this. So this is really helpful in real-time work. You just like copy and paste it in your script like this, and your automation script is ready. So this is really cool. Then there are certain things which are like, there are certain kinds of dynamic element which is almost impossible to inspect. Suppose on this website goevo.com destination you type suppose Goa, Now, if you try to inspect this element, certain dynamic drop-down element, as soon as you right click or click somewhere, they immediately disappear. So how to inspect those kind of element? It's almost impossible. Like these kind of dynamic elements don't even hold with F12 like those F8. So that's where Selectors Hub has the feature now, that debugger feature here. You can also customize the UI as well. This debugger, click on this, and within 5 seconds make this appear, and it will selectors of what it will do, selectors of will hold it. Now you can inspect it and generate the selector. You see that now we are able to inspect these dynamic drop downs as well. So this really helps a lot. This is what selectors hub has made possible to inspect these kind of dynamic element, and once done you click on this. So again, I would request that please watch the detailed video tutorial of selectors hub so that you understand all the features, all such features. Then there is support for these new technologies, like there are some framework, automation framework, which supports the double quotes, like it is generated in single quote. So you want to generate the XPath in double quotes, just click on this. There are more selectors generated. You have to scroll. If you doesn't want, you can just expand that. Then that also you can do. If you are writing selectors here for any element, let's say for this one you are writing selector here, and now you want to write a new selector. Today what you will have to do, you will copy this XPath, paste it somewhere, right? You will save that one somewhere, then you will write new XPath. But I don't want to do that copy paste somewhere. So what, can we save this XPath here only? Yes, we can save that. There is a button here, you click on this, this value is saved now. And now you can delete, you can write a new XPath here. And whenever you want to get the previous value, you just click on this. This is here, click and add it. So this is where like this, it has a huge, so many features. Like you see that
One
bus
question
is
here,
there.
Sanjay.
Yeah.
One question here. So let's say I've saved more than 10 XPath, and I want to remove it because sometimes when we are working, we are getting many of the XPath, or many of the we have saved it. So if I want to remove it, how we can remove it from the list?
Yeah. So suppose one I have saved, let me save one more. Let's save one more. So now we have saved couple of them. So there's a
Yes.
delete all button. So you click on
Okay.
that and then clear all.
So we cannot delete it
Max
one by one.
one by one is not there, because then will
Okay.
be, there will be too many. So yeah, maybe I can add that feature in future release. So yeah, currently one is there. Also, like if you want to convert your XPath into CSS selector, because many people just generate use the CSS selector. So suppose you have the XPath for this element, XPath, and you paste that XPath here and hit enter. Selector sub will give you the CSS selector. So this is the CSS selector for this XPath. So you can also convert your XPath into CSS selectors as well. You can also suppose any XPath. Let me show you on this window. This is much clear and clean. So suppose we have inspected any element here. Let me just close this. And we inspect this Google search element on the page. This is getting slower now. So basically, like if you, what I'm trying to show you here, why this is taking so much time to load Google. Yeah. So here, if we inspect this element, so this S is capital EARCH is in a small, right? So
Yeah.
here, suppose this one, if I make it, right now it is showing one matching node. If we convert this S into a small s, sorry, then it will show zero matching node, right? So if you want to convert this XPath or CSS selector as a case insensitive, that feature is also there. You just click on this button. This is converted to case insensitive. Now, if you press enter, it will show one, even though S is small. So this helps a lot in learning that how you can convert the case in how you can make it case insensitive, case insensitive, case sensitive. All those features are there in selectors hub. So as much as you will explore about it, you will learn more about it. It also, you can also generate the selectors just by right click here, You can customize the context menu from here. So really amazing features are there if you want to generate the like writing JavaScript automation with JavaScript framework. Then you have this JS path. So you can copy the relative XPath selector direct from context menu. So this feature is really helpful when there are dynamic drop-down elements where you can't inspect them. So you just right-click and copy those values. So it really saves a huge amount of time, really helpful and really amazing tool.
Yeah, it's a pretty amazing tool for finding all the selectors or different other web elements while doing the automations. So it's a pretty tool. So if I will talk about the different other aspect in terms of the selectors, how many developers you are having, or you have built it standalone?
So this is actually one-man army, Selector
Oh,
Sub.
that's
So
good.
I have developed it like I alone work on this from the designing, requirement, development, testing, and everything with a huge community support. So people like you come and support on like the designing and like whatever support you all whole community is providing. So that support is there. But yes, on the development side, it is like one-man army. I'm alone. I'm working on it.
It's very very nice work, and I know you have made it a lot of effort. So if I'm talking about the time perspective, how much time it will took for you to be here?
uh, so it's like lifetime learning and effort actually, not just like one day it happened. So now I have around 10 years of experience.
Okay.
So everyday learning, and then that learning has gone here in development of this tool and so many aspects, everything is there. So it's
Yeah.
like lifetime learning, and yeah, it's
Yeah,
here.
yeah. Even though, so if I'm estimating just for the selectors hub, so when you have started and first phase of selectors hub is moved into the production for the public use, how much
Yeah.
time it will took from the beginning of selectors hub at the creation and first phase of moving into the production for public use?
Yeah, so it has taken like for the very first release, so it has taken almost around 2.5 months for me to
Okay.
develop this from the scratch and get the very first release in the platform. So here you can see the journey of Selectors Hub. So any software journey could be seen on the change log. So you can see that how it has evolved and how much it has been there. So it was launched on 29th of July 2020, and
Okay.
from here you can see that how it has evolved. So many people have suggested the features and everything. So everyone's support is there. I also won the Indian Achievers Award for 2020 for Selectors Hub, innovating Selectors Hub. So all those good things happened, and very short time it became the number one XPath and selectors tools on all the platform. Then it is being used in almost 150 plus countries. It is being used in Google, Amazon, Facebook, Microsoft, everywhere it is being used. People are adding Selectors Hub in their profile as a skill. So that's a great achievement. And of course, it has a great value. I also launched the certification program, free Selectors Hub certification program. So those who are watching, I would really request them to take this quiz. It's a very simple quiz and they will get the certificate. And in fact, this is the number one certification program out there in testing today, which in the recent time testers has taken with the data I'm telling you. And just in very 2.5 months, more than 5k plus testers from 2k plus companies has taken this certification program. So this is amazing.
Yeah, that's cool enough. Mr. Sanjay is also handling a YouTube channel where he's training on selectors of how we can use it, how we can get more out of it, how we can explore it. So maybe viewer can watch their components from the YouTube channel. From I will mention out in description tab so that it will be easy for you to go out and directly click on that link. Or you can also, when you will jump to the selectors of, there is a help section available. From there, you can jump into the Mr. Sanjay's YouTube channel. So this is all about the selectors hub and the testing. So when we talk about the testing terminologies, which all other components we can add it in terms of using selectors hub into the testing, a part of the sketching the web elements.
Yes, so apart from the like web elements, it also helps you to learn about the what all kinds of web elements are there, like not just
Okay.
selectors, because we should also learn that whether this is shadow DOM element, whether this
Yeah,
is
yeah.
iframe element, whether this is
Right.
comment, script, or or let's say like it's SVG element, because you know that you won't believe, like 80% of our industry were not aware that XPath doesn't support Shadow DOM. When Selector Sub came in the market, when it was invented and launched, that's where our industry learned that Shadow DOM doesn't support XPath. SVG doesn't have the SVG elements doesn't support the standard format of XPath. Whole industry learned, almost like 80% of our industry has learned after Selector Sub launched. So many things are there, and people can do a lot more things. They can learn. This is the smart editor where people can save and build their XPath just like without wasting any time.
Basic. It's a very, very pretty tool, and you have shared deep knowledge about it. So, to those who want to learn it, they can visit out the Selector Sub channel and learn it from the scratch. So, this is all about Selector Sub in software testing journey. So, thank you, Sanjay, for briefing you about all these components, how you have built it, how you have achieved the milestone, and you are really doing amazing thing. I would
Thank
request
you.
the viewers and the sponsors who can definitely going to be help to the Sanjay so that he will get some, or he can enhance the product so that this will be going to be used in different other aspects as well. So it's a very nice. You can connect with Mr. Sanjay on from the different portal, either from the LinkedIn or from the Selectors of contact site or from the YouTube. And if it is possible, definitely you can help him so that he can enhance the product. So without the money or without the support, it is not at all possible to get the quality product. So it is definitely going to be help to the Sanjay also so that he can enhance several other features or add some other components into this type of tool. Thank you, Sanjay, for coming here and sharing all your knowledge and experience with our viewer.
Yeah, sure. And thank you. One more thing I would like to add here. Recently, I have also launched this Test Case Studio. This is a really cool tool and very helpful those who are doing software testing or development. So this is an absolutely free tool. So guys, I would really encourage you try this one. This is the tool to automatically write the manual test cases, and it is huge help to reproduce the bugs, to do the documentation of automated test cases. So quickly, it's also available for all the browsers. It's a free browser plugin. After adding it in your browser, you will find this logo here. And what you have to do, you don't have to do anything. Just click on this icon here, this test case studio icon on this. Let me open a new website here. And what you do, you just click on this. It will open in the tab here. One second, let me just refresh the page. And click on this. This will open. What you do, like you start doing the search here, and like normal testing, after opening Test Case Studio, you start your testing. Let's say we are searching for Test Case Studio here on Google. Then we press enter. Then we click on this Test Case Studio link here. And then suppose we right click on certificate on Selectors of website. Then we click on donate. So certain actions we have done. Now, if someone asks me to write the scenario of this test case, like what all steps I have done, I will have to waste a lot of time. And suppose at this moment I got a bug, then I will have to write all those steps manually, that first I click here, first I search for Test Case Studio, then I press enter. Now we will not have to do anything. You see on this screen, everything is written. Like open website google.com, enter in search Test Case Studio, then we press enter key, then we click on this Test Case Studio link, then we right click on certificates. All those things are here. So it is really amazing that you got everything here written automatically. Isn't it amazing? Incredible. You see that the XPath for every element. For automation tester, those who are writing automation script, they got the script here, they got the CSS selector. If you want to add any weight or some time here, or delete any step, that you can do. Like you want to add sleep wait time, you can add wait time, so add any step in between. All those things are there. You can customize these columns. So that features are amazing features are there. Like you doesn't want to see CSS selector, that you can remove. You can also get the command. So I would really encourage you guys, please explore this one. This is going to save a huge amount of time. And it's just been like 10 days and it's really trending in software testing industry, Test Cases Studio. So this is the new trend of software testing right now out there. And more than 1,000, around 2,000 people are using just in a week of launch. So this is
That's
really
cool,
amazing.
actually. So, yes, as you said, it's very true. We are wasting the time to write the test cases. So when we want to write it more than 500 test cases or more than 500 scenarios, it is taking for single resource or minimum of 4 to 5 days, and we can generate directly from here. That's amazing too.
Yeah,
We'll definitely cover it out if we have any other time in different other videos. But thank you
sure.
for the complete introduction about the test case, studio, and selector. So
Sure. Thank you. Thank you so much, Deepak, for having me on the
yeah.
show.